Hey guys, what was that? Kiri Kyoko thought she heard something and stopped walking. She thought she could hear the sound of bells ringing, but as she listened more intently, it was silent all through the corridor. Was it just my imagination? Usually in this situation, she would investigate until she was happy, but currently, be right back. But currently, she had more pressing matter to attend to. So, she began walking again and hurried to her destination. In normal circumstances, student entry into the faculty building was strictly forbidden. Though Kyoko walked through the corridor at a brisk pace, in the dim corridor only her footsteps were heard. Any sign of staff within the building had completely disappeared. It had most likely been this way since before she had entered. For the time being, anyhow, she seemed to have arrived at her destination quicker than she initially imagined she would. The plate on the door in front of her read Principal's office. After Kyoko shyly glared at the door, she opened it without bothering to knock. "You're right here, you're quick," the principal, Kirigiri-jin, said, sitting behind his desk with a smile. Kyoko looked around the room she just entered, since it was her first time in there. Though it was mostly out of habit, it was messy. It left an other impression on her. What seemed to be sheets of paper and documents as well as other things were spread throughout the entire room. "I've been busy moving things, so I haven't had a chance to clean up yet." Kyoko noticed Kirigiri. He was scratching his head as he spoke. However, Kyoko returned a cold stare. She was not here to chat, so she immediately changed the subject to the topic at hand. "I met with one of the members of the steering committee earlier, but someone interfered." Kirigiri opened his mouth to interject, but was unable to think of a reply. Kyoko immediately continued with what she was saying. "He was killed, more to the point right in front of me." Killed? However, his corpse quickly disappeared. Disappeared? Kirigiri found he was unable to think of a proper response and instead just repeated what she said. However, Kyoko ignored him and continued in an indifferent tone. "Wasn't it odd? They killed someone right in front of me, but then they hid the body. I don't understand whether they were trying to show themselves killing the person or whatever. They just wanted to hide the body. Something feels wrong." Kyoko went on to talk heatedly on the matter without allowing Kirigiri to interrupt. Furthermore, there's been another member from the steering committee has been missing since yesterday, hasn't there? If that's the case, he may be in danger. You need to get in touch with him immediately and warn him. No, not just him, all the members of the steering committee. Wait a second. Kirigiri interrupted her, standing from his seat. "Are you certain he was killed?" Kyoko did not reply. Instead, she responded with a grim look without saying anything. Seeing that Kirigiri lost all his strength and sunk back down to his seat. "Why, that's just..." As if answering his questions, a deep sigh could be heard. Aside from him being hidden, he may have been killed simply because he had met me. But really? Kirigiri thrust his hands onto his desk as if he was about to stand again. Tell me why. Looking at the man, Kyoko felt a feeling similar to disappointment. She reflected the emotion in her gaze. She looked at him as if saying she didn't know why either. And contrary to her expectations, the man did not bother to notice her expression at all. I ask you to tell me. After letting out a deep sigh, Kyoko answered quietly. He may have been killed like that to send out a warning. Assuming members of the steering committee are being killed due to that incident, Kirigiri then gulped down the remaining saliva in his already dry mouth. Do you already know about the world's largest incident in Hope's Peak Academy's history? To an extent, Kyoko replied unexpectedly straightforwardly. Kirigiri frowned. I see. As he said that, he slowly stood up from his chair. He blinked, trying to take thought what she said before asking again. So then, in short, members of the steering committee are being killed because we chose to cover up that incident? No, it's not only that. Kyoko shook her head slightly. It's not just because the steering committee are covering up the incident, but also because of something else just as important is being hidden. I would wonder if it was that person instead. Hearing that, Kirigiri took a moment to think of a proper response and muttered quietly with a thoughtful expression. Perhaps the committee knew who the culprit was and had been hiding it. I knew it. For the first time since entering the room, Kyoko's eyes met Kirigiri's. I thought you didn't know about the criminal being hidden. I didn't think you were even supposed to ask me about it. I see now, you were also involved with the criminal's concealment. Her words carried a feeling of irritation. No, you're wrong. Kirigiri quickly shook his head in response. I wasn't informed that the criminal was also being covered up. That's something the steering committee had decided by themselves. For that matter, they haven't told me anything directly. I've been investigating everything myself. As he said that, Kyoko frowned. You've been investigating by yourself? Is that really so strange? Kirigiri replied barely. I've been doing as much as I can. After all, the blood of the great detective family flows in my veins. Stop it! Kyoko suddenly shut. In surprise, Kirigiri raised his head and looked down. Kyoko was patiently glaring at him. The girl didn't bother to try hiding the emotions bubbling up inside of her. Eyes filled with anger looked straight at Kirigiri. Looked straight at her employer, looked straight at the school principal, looked straight at her biological father. Don't say it like it's some kind of sick joke. That's why, sorry. He could only apologize. That was tasteless of me. As he said that, he deeply bowed. No matter what the reasons were, no matter what thoughts were, if she looked at him, he was only reminded of the home and dormitory abandoned. He wasn't wrong in doing so. He was not going to offer any excuses. He had no reason to, but at the very least he could tell his thoughts. No, he couldn't say that either. It's fine, a voice replied as his head rose. Kyoko had returned to a cool, collected appearance. She was leaning against a bookcase on the wall. Let's get back on topic, she continued calmly. Sorry, well then. Kirigiri expelled a deep sigh. However, he had some trouble concentrating. Kyoko then said something that surprised him. The words fell from her lips and struck him like a sword. It's Kamakura Izuru, isn't it? Kirigiri reacted slightly. His eyes, his fingertips, his breathing. Kyoko didn't miss his reaction. I was right. As if he had been put under arrest by a gaze, Kirigiri had remembered something. No, not remember, it was hatred. The eyes of the detective clan he had become so scared of. The eyes that glared at criminals. That's right, that could detect any secret. His own daughter glared at him with such eyes. Kirigiri's mouth slackened. As to be expected, she has the talent of the Kirigiri family. What a wonderful talent. What's wrong? Kyoko inquired. Nothing, I was just a little impressed, Kirigiri answered, smiling slightly. In such a short time you were able to find out about Kamakura Zuru and about the world's largest incident in Hopepeak County's history. At my request, furthermore, you deducted that Kamakura Izuru was the culprit behind the world's largest incident in Hopepeak County's history. Remarkable. In his own excitement, Kirigiri had begun talking quite fast. In any case, I wonder if perhaps you could give me more information. Who is this Kamakura Izuru person from the rumors? It's strange, but I'm not even aware of whether they're a man or a woman yet. However, Kirigiri immediately shook his head. I better not say. At the same time, the smile on his face disappeared. I see, that's fine. I'll just find out by myself. Though she did not say the next part, but instead backed down and shifted her gaze to her feet before continuing. So then, you really don't know. Why would you ask me to find Kamakura, knowing they are the criminal behind the incident? You're trying to cover it up, aren't you? Wouldn't it be better for the steering committee to continue to shelter them? No, I can't leave this to the steering committee. Kyoko grimaced. Could it be you and your staff don't trust the steering committee? No, that's not it at all. Kirigiri replied immediately, destroying the calm mood. But I don't think they're right. They'll end up making the problem worse. Worse? I don't think it'll just end after hiding that incident. That's what I'm thinking. Without bothering to urge him on, Kyoko continued to listen to Kirigiri's story. It's not because that incident is already over and done with. Rather, somewhere out there, the incident is still continuing. I have a feeling. If this feeling keeps tugging at me, I feel something irreversible may happen. That's why it's necessary to hear of Kamakura's story. However, even now, I am not sure of the whereabouts of the steering committee. It makes it hard for me to trust them. As Kirigiri finished, something struck Kyoko as odd. It wasn't something Kirigiri had said, but rather how he said it. Somewhere out there, the incident is still continuing, was what he said. That's what Kyoko noticed. Through his tone and gestures, he conveyed a feeling of seriousness. But that wasn't all. There was a slight slip of emotion. Unintentionally, she was reminded of her grandfather. Kyoko's grandfather, Kirigiri Jin's father, was continuing act actively as a detective as well as the head of the family. Kyoko's first job as a detective, though it was only an assistant role, was to help carry out some operations with him. Her grandfather had watched over as she carried out her role better than he had expected. He did not say anything, but his expression was proud. The man in front of her had a similar expression to the one her grandfather had back then. However, she dared not say anything. "What's wrong?" Kirigiri raised his voice. She hadn't noticed the sudden silence. "Nothing." Kyoko went back to the situation in front of her as she casually brushed her hair out of her face. "Anyway, it's fine. You were the one who asked me to look for this Kamakura person and ascertain their whereabouts without the steering committee knowing." As she said that, she looked directly at Kirigiri. "But is it really okay to impose on you with this?" Kirigiri frowned for a moment. "What do you mean? I said before, didn't I? The steering committee are being targeted before they're harboring the criminal behind the incident. In short, I am looking for the criminal Kamakura's whereabouts." As he realized the meaning behind her words, Kirigiri's mouth twitched into a smile. "Speaking of it, I myself am also a suspect. Correct? Even if you say that, I'm aware you are innocent." Kyoko folded her arms as she spoke. Be right back. Uh, Even if you say that, I'm aware you are innocent. Kyoko folded her arms as she spoke. "After the body disappeared, I called the phone in this room. Seeing as you answer, unfortunately, it gives you a solid alibi." "It's a little harsh to say unfortunately." Kirigiri quietly laughed before he bitterly grinned. "Do you have any other worries? Don't you think I might call the police before I find Kamakura?" "I'm not worrying," Kirigiri laughed. "For a detective, the request is but is absolute, but for the police, the law is absolute. You never turn down a case, and that's why you are the super high school level detective. For example, no matter how much she hated a client, she could never show it. I wonder why did you take the time to ask for me instead of me coming here to investigate by myself? You decided to take it upon yourself to request my help. Her words carried some emotion. No one felt more so than Kyoko herself. Thus she cursed herself immediately after she said it. I apologize if I lead you to believe that's true. I ask you simply, due to your talent in the field, there were no ulterior motives. He carefully worded his reply so as to make it perfectly clear. This only left Kyoko more irritated. But she was more frustrated at herself than at him. In the first place, she was not supposed to have any emotional connections to her father. She thought she didn't even hold a grudge, especially seeing as this was his request. It was just the same as usual. Nothing made this any different to a normal request. So then, why did she speak so harshly? This is completely like how a spoiled child would act. That's enough. I've had enough of this idle chat, Kyoko said in a tense voice, shaking herself out of her thoughts. In any case, we cannot afford any more victims. You must advise the steering committee. They cannot continue getting Kamakura Izuru shelter. That will only create more victims. Ah, of course. After he replied, Kyoko's and Kirigiri's eyes met once more. Kyoko turned away and started to walk towards the door. Kirigiri raised his voice unexpectedly. This may be a dangerous request. Kyoko stopped unintentionally at his words. So what? She remained with her back turned, only turning her head to look at him. I'm a detective. After all, I'm descended from the detective family, Kirigiri. Well, if you say so. His words gave Kirigiri another unsettling feeling as she left the room at a brisk pace. As she lay her hand on the doorknob, she heard his voice again. However, the preparatory school's parade has been becoming more serious day by day, he called out in a firm tone. Somehow, their timing is too good. I don't think that incident is entirely unrelated. That's why I'm saying Kirigiri cleared his throat, trying to sound normal. Be careful. He sounded like a father doting on his daughter. Before she went out, hearing that Kyoko's face softened, she didn't reply at all. She remained completely silent as she left the office. After ensuring the door was closed, Kirigiri took a deep breath and sighed. However, a smile lingered on his gloomy face. She really has a magnificent talent. He murmured quietly in his head. He couldn't help but smile more. She left. After she left the principal's office, Kirigiri coughed lightly before walking down the corridor, her footsteps echoing. They echoed the same way they had when she first walked down here. The girl remained expressionless. She whispered something. You didn't need to tell me. She heard her own voice as it faded. Her silhouette disappeared into the depths of the corridor. ending is a bit long, so I'm gonna read it in the next video. Bye.